All right, so we're with Graham Wolfe. Graham, you play Deputy Nixler in Hayride to Hell. What can you say to audiences expecting to see from this character in this movie?
Well, first of all, the film's a really fun ride. You've seen it. It's a horror in the classic sense of horrors, like the kind of '80s. I don't want to say straight slasher. There's a little bit more story than just somebody running through the woods slashing people. It's a good story, but there's also some comedy in there. And as far as Deputy Nixler, I think, essentially Nixler kind of brings the comedic element to the film itself. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he serves his purpose in moving forward the story itself.
So you were actually cast alongside Kane Hodder and Bill Moseley.
Yeah.
What was it like working with two legends in the horror genre itself?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. I mentioned this to Kane when I was young. Was when he was playing Jason Voorhees. And I just remember, when you're kids, you're at a sleepover at your friend's house. And we were at a sleepover, and I think it was Jason Takes Manhattan came on. And we were all trying to act tough, and we were scared to death. And that was Kane. And so kind of coming full circle all these years later and actually working with him was a really cool experience. And of course, Bill's a nice guy, contrary to what you see him play in films and all the horror stuff. He's a really, really nice guy. So they were both just great to work with and a pleasure.
So you've worked with Bryan Cranston in Last Flag Flying and John Bernthal in not only Punisher, but We Own This City. What is it like having more eyes on you once the product is all finished?
It's really interesting. It's fascinating working, being fortunate to work with, actors of that caliber. Everybody brings something different with their performance style, just who they are as a person. And, what I've come to find is when you work with people at that level, there really is no ego. It's everybody wants the best thing for the job, for the product, for the art, and it's a really collaborative effort. So, Bryan and I, Cranston, would workshop the scene, and he'd give me something and I'd give him something just to really make sure that it was locked in. And same thing with John, on We Own This City. We workshop the scene, throughout the day. He'd come in my trailer, go in his, and we'd talk about it. And, they're just really very giving. It's a real pleasure to work with people like that. And then as far as, when the masses see it, it's just nice to know that you've made a piece of art or done something that is going to reach out and touch a lot of people, make them feel something. I think that's why we do this, is because we want to entertain, but also just make people feel things. And so knowing that it's reaching a really wide audience like that, it's always a good thing.
So you recently got the chance to talk some Philly sports with Miles Teller, I saw. What is your favorite sports team and favorite athletes of those teams?
Oh, that's an easy one. Well, it's the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm a huge Flyers fan. I never miss a game. As a matter of fact, they hit a game tonight, so I'm going to, as soon as I get home, put that on, and I'm not going to look at the scores until I see it. Picking a favorite player is a little more difficult for me. Kind of like acting. It's a team effort, and from time to time you have somebody who stands out more than others, but I just want the team to do well. That's my big thing.
Yeah, and those Phils were doing pretty good this year.
Oh, the Phillies, yeah. I mean, the Phillies, they weren't supposed to do that well, but they ended up really, really just pulling it together and giving us, a show that just, I'm not going to forget that for a long time. And it's funny, I was talking to Miles, because Miles is from Doylestown, which is, just outside of Philly. And, I was talking to him a bit about the Phillies and the Eagles, because he was at the Monday night game, and I was at the Cowboys game, and we were, chopping it up about that too. So,
favorite Harry Potter character and why?
Oh, wow. It's funny. People don't rip me for this. I haven't seen the films.
Okay.
But I read, there was an exhibit that I went to, and before I went to the exhibit, I quick read the first 3 books just this year. And favorite, Hedwig the owl.
Okay.
I love owls. And it's Hedwig, right?
Yeah, Hedwig, yeah.
Hedwig is, there's just something about Hedwig I like. I like the purpose, and I just love owls.
Who would win in a fight, you or Dave Bautista?
Another funny question. I know Dave a little bit back when he used to fight in wrestling, and I mean, Dave would kill me. There's no question about that. Dave's 6'5". You know, when I knew Dave, it was prior to him being in the WWE, and this guy was, if you think he's big now, he was insanely massive back then. So I'd ask him for spots in the gym and stuff like that, just because I knew one day he was going to be a superstar, and I'd be like, I got to say I worked out with this guy, right? Yeah, he'd win, easy.
Favorite holiday tradition?
It's probably Halloween. You know, I mean, I'm not just saying that because of this film, but I always loved Halloween. Maybe it's the actor in me getting to perform, put on a little costume, and be somebody else for the day. But I just have fond memories of that as a kid, too, going around and trick-or-treating.
Okay. And finally, why should people go see Hayride to Hell?
I mean, it's just so much fun. You know, guys, it's a fun film. If you love horror, it's perfect for you. If you love traditional horror, it's perfect for you. If you're not a big horror fan, there's still something in there for you. There's a lot of laughs. You know, we saw it with an audience tonight, and it never fails to amaze me how hard people actually laugh at some of the moments in this film. So I think there's a little something in there for everyone, except for maybe the kids.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Sure thing.
You actually were cast alongside Bill Hader. I'm sorry. Not Bill Hader. That would be nice. Bill Hader. No, well, I'm fucking this up.